YouTube, what's going on? Horse Racing Gamer. Welcome back to Gallop Racer 2004. This is the same recording session. I did take a little bit of a break. And, I sincerely hope today's episode will be more consistency and less oopsies with some races. That's the hope. So we're all ready to go. We're almost approaching the month of June. And, General Derby. Suave Master. Used her, I think, in 2003, right? Today will be a much better day. I did end up figuring out where Little Mai and Eastside Band want to run, and I'll get to them once we race. But it's literally what I thought. Little Mai is a closer, yet when I ran her as a closer, they still gave me like a C grade for her position. So Gallop Racer doesn't make any sense. And then Eastside Band, she is a front runner. She wants to lead. I can't recall if I've actually tried running her in the lead, but either way, I figured it out. Major River is going to kick off today in the America JC Stakes, Grade 2, 11.5 furlongs. Today Dancer is the second favorite. That's a horse we lost, I believe. Yep. That is our girl we lost, and she's finally at her peak. She has strong heart. She's from General Reason out of Fiery Dancer. I was really hopeful for her. I wanted the General Reason projects to work, and I think I lost both of those horses, so yeah, it turned out to be kind of a waste of time in that regards, but it is what it is. So yeah, Little Mai was really frustrating once I realized what her leg type was, because I'm like, I've ran her as a closer, and the game said, oh, that's not where she wants to be. So, I don't know. But again, I'll remind you guys once we get to those horses in their individual races. So yeah, GWS time is pretty much almost here. Pretty much at the end of tune-up season, so now is when we really need to start putting the results together when they matter. And again, that's ultimately the theme and the importance of our summer campaigns in this game. That's when we really want to win. Summer, and then heading into the fall, you want to have a strong fall as well, because usually if you can have a strong summer and a strong fall, you can kind of breeze through winter, you know? Like, you shouldn't still be struggling to win a title or something by the end of the year if you've done what you needed to do on your horse. So I'm hoping that I handle business before then, and that way we can kind of breeze through and figure out what's next. Now, at least Major River, she is max stam, so she's good with where we're at back here. Field is really spread out by what, more than 15, almost 20 lanes. This is our race to win, as well as our race to lose. But you know what? I didn't have any music on. I usually now always play with just like, you know, just kind of this, what's the genre actually called? It's like vaporwave, like instrumental music or whatever. I usually always have it on in my videos. Synthwave. So I feel like maybe that's like some secret power. Now, I'm starting way too late, but it's Major River. I'm not worried. We can find a gap. Are we stuck behind a horse? What's happening? Did I get her going too soon? I did. It's my fault. I wasn't even paying attention. Talking about my music and not even paying attention to the race at hand. That's... I think I'm going to redo that. I wasn't even paying attention. So everything stands as for what I said. Was not even paying attention to that. I looked away just to try to see what the song was, and the next thing I know, I see 2.7 left on my screen, and of course we have 2 races now, of course. Come on, man, why does this happen to me? Little Vixen's up in this grade 1. This always happens. When I want to redo a race, I'm always stacked with several others behind it. It's actually really annoying. I really want to redo that race, because if I win here, it's not going to matter, right? Like, if I just lost that on pure merit, that'd be different. I wasn't even paying attention. I looked away for 2 seconds, it felt like. I did pick the perfect time to look away, right? I actually thought the song's title was already on my screen, but it wasn't, so I did have to scroll on my phone, and then next thing you know, 2.7 is all I see in the upper left-hand corner, and it's like, oh, yeah, not to mention we're running really far back, so we were at the front, we could have been okay. The fact that I still had to pass basically half of the field, more than half of the field, stupid. So already off to a bad start. But that's because I wasn't paying attention. Wow. Well, we were supposed to win that race too, so. Yeah, let's just make sure we pay attention going forward, Eric. Yeah. Starting too late again. I was paying attention this time. I don't know why I held her so long. No, she's really fast. She might be able to make this happen. Nope, still asking too much. Still asking too much of her. Now, she hits her goal, but that could have been an easy win. It's like I want to play Gallop Racer, but I'm like not focused enough to play how I should be playing it to have the success we need to have. That's the weird space I'm in. And then that race with Major Ripper, I guess, is gonna have to stay. I guess I put Solo Rider in a grade 1. He's definitely on the downhill slope. Usually his worst odds he'll have is like 6th, 8th in a grade 1. We have to beat 2 other horses. I don't know. How many more races are we going to have after this? 4 or 5? Yeah. I just have to laugh it off. That's all I can do. Because I would drive myself crazy if I'm really trying to like overanalyze why I'm making such the silliest mistakes today. I just have to laugh it off. We're off in the Dublin Gold Cup here, or whatever this race is. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm that non-interested right now because I'm really in the mindset of wanting to like restart the episode, but since we're already this deep, it's like, what's the point? I thought Major River only had that one race, and then I was gonna have the chance to like, you know, reload the save. At this point, do I want to reload the save to give Major River a win and Pink Gems, Little Vixen a first place victory instead of second? Like I said, I feel like Little Vixen definitely could have won that race. I started her so far behind and just asking too much of her. If we can win with Solo Rider here, that would make me feel a lot better. Because, like I said, I had technically my worst race in a long time with him in the episode that didn't save. But, man. Such a weird timing. Such a weird time right now. Such a weird time. It's like I want to play the game, but, like, I'm not, like, in sync mentally, it seems, to play the game as I should be. Who is that just taking off on us? Second Earth? Seems about right. Solo Rider's discouraged that he lost the head-to-head. You're not out of this fight, brother. Keep fighting. Second Earth may hit a wall. Second Earth may hit a wall. Keep driving, Solo. Come on, boy. Look at this. Look at this effort from Solo Rider. And the 8 horse going to close in on us as well. Second Earth, not happy. Solo Rider's not going to win, but he's still going to finish at least, I think, in 3rd. And that's a heck of a performance there. Happy Arrow gets the victory. Solo Rider going to finish 2nd, actually, on the podium. That makes me feel a lot better, but I was actually paying attention there. I'm not really sure what else differently I could have done. And game says I nailed the spurt. This is what I mean. The inconsistency is actually driving me nuts. Like, I'm nailing it one race, and then I'm completely missing it or not paying attention to the next. I think that's the main cause of my frustration. Like, I'm there, and then I'm not there. I'm there, and then I'm not there. Oh, Major River. That was a grade 2 as well. That's so bad. That's bad, Eric. That's really, really bad, man. Like, ay. I mean, she still has some growing to do, but that's a race I should have won. There's no excuse for that. I mean, I didn't even give her a chance to win. She was on a decent streak. I messed it up there. Disappointed in myself, as always. They want her in the Independence in November. Why would I wait that long? I am going to give her quite the layoff, though. I am. I'm going to run her again in a pretty similar race at the same distance in a grade 2. Technically, I really only want to try to win grade 1s with her next year because her stats are still not even that high. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought she'd be a lot stronger by this point. This is... Like, her speed will hit 80, if that. Like, Stam, probably not even going to hit 70. Same with power. I'd be surprised if either of those hit 70. So she's really middle of the road. I was expecting more, but it's fine. I mean, she's been doing great. I messed up. That's on me. I wouldn't blame the horse. Did I say Little My? That is not the horse I meant to say. Who was I talking about? It's the filly. Who did I just race with? Little Vixen, yeah. She was on a winning streak. Definitely should have won that with her. I've like ruined so many horses' winning streaks, and I know that doesn't matter. That's really just a prideful thing, I guess. It doesn't matter in this game, in all honesty. Unless you keep them undefeated, like the winning streaks, I think, at some point don't matter that much. But I've ruined like at least 2 or 3 horses' winning streaks from having bad races. So that lets you know, like, I clearly am out of sync. If I'm on a winning streak with several horses and then I start messing them up, like something's gone wrong, right? I don't even know what to do with you, Vixen, because you do have a GWS Sprint title. I think I'm still trying to get her a Sprint Champ title. She should be close. She should be really close. For like one more win, and she should have her Sprint Champ title. And I'd be okay retiring her. I don't know if I need a racer beyond that. But we got to find a short enough race for her, and I don't know if that's even going to happen the rest of this summer. Apparently not. Not until the Super Sprint. Well, she'll be ready to go again in August. Unfortunately, she has a sustained growth type, so she'll be able to hopefully hold on for a bit. At least she's Hall of Fame bound. I don't have to stress about that. Solo Rider, great effort there, but the only thing I could try to do with him is stack wins, but kind of at the point where I feel like he's done what he's needed to do. I wanted to win more titles with him, but he's still like 3 grade 1s away from winning other titles. I don't think it's going to happen. He's a Horse of the Year champion and a GWS Turf champion. Surely thought we could have chased more titles with him. And he won 17 times out of 22 races. It's not as if we did bad at all. He still had double-digit grade 1 victories. I mean, he finished in the top 21 of his 22 times. So, like, you know, not bad at all, right? I just think the races I dropped with him were races I really wish I wouldn't have dropped. But, you know, in all honesty, I think I'm okay with retiring Solar Rider now. Yes, I could continue to race him in grade 2s and grade 3s just to stack his wins, but I don't want to take the chance of that or losing him on a bad effort since I'm kind of in a weird spot right now. I think he's done everything he's needed to do, and we can free up some spaces. We're going to have 5 new 2-year-olds hitting the track here very soon in the next 2 months. So, Solar Rider, my dude, it has been an awesome time. You are Hall of Fame bound on the 3rd page behind the other greats like Desert Diver, Western Tiger, Vivid Legend, Diamond Plan, Moonbeam, Formal Opera. Wow. He's actually the first colt we've retired in the Hall of Fame in a while since Formal Opera. Is that serious? So the last colt Vivid Gemstone. Okay, that's still a while ago though. My gosh. Wow. That's pretty crazy. I didn't realize we've gone this long without actually retiring a colt into the Hall of Fame. And actually, we're going to go ahead and replace Burning Wind. I'm going to keep Joker's card just because he does have a couple of decent stats. So I get somebody else better in this spot. I don't think I'm going to use Burning Wind. I loved him, but I don't think we'll use him for breeding. Because we have Delta Dream as far as the dirt horse. So S&A for Solo Rider. I do want to check to see what his overall grades are legitimately. But I think he deserves it. So S&A, 18, the thing, as well as he did, 18,000 is all they give him. He's done arguably better than half of the studs back here. As far as not his titles, but his actual wins, his consistency, his success, the quality of his wins. Had several 10-length winners in there, and wow. The 2D ratings for temper and toughness, a C heart rating, power and fuel are only at B, braking is his best. I mean, yeah, statistically, like, he doesn't look great here, but that wasn't really the point. From Diamond Planet to Moon Trapper, stretch burst, fast growth type. Huh. Wow. Well, I'm glad he's back there, but it surely feels like the game is treating him a little bit lower than what I think he deserves, so that bothers me a bit, but at the end of the day, what matters is breeding him with the right broodmare, regardless of what the game says or thinks. So if I can figure that out, then screw what the game says, right? So yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait till next year. Maybe I'll try. I don't even know if I can breed him with Chasing Hearts. There may be some inbreeding there. I still want to avoid that, really, at all costs. We'll see. We have plenty of time. But he had a great career, Hall of Famer, deserved, and he can rest easy now in the pasture to enjoy his days. So we're moving on to the Golden Derby. 12 furlongs, East Side Band, trying to redeem myself. The only filly in this field. She's a front runner. Now I know. I gotta be honest with you guys. I actually did a GWS turf race. I think it was 8 furlongs. She was the favorite and she won it. Now I wasn't racing. I just watched the AI do it, and she beat all the other 13 great Dream Series horses. So that should tell you she's the truth. As long as I don't mess it up with her, she's the heavy favorite here today in the Golden Derby. Now that I know that she's a front runner, that makes things a lot easier. If I would have known that for the Kentucky Derby, we probably actually could have won it. But now I do. Again, I hate having to take time to do that sometimes, even though it's not that it's super long. It's just, I really just wish the game would tell you, you know. Instead of trying to have you figure it out. And I was hoping, based off of our performances, the game was going to tell us. Usually we have, like, sometimes on certain horses, we can win one race and it tells me so much, right, about their leg type and their stats. Then you have horses like her, who we're doing so well with, and they're not telling us the important stuff after several consistent good results. Like, that's what's been frustrating. And I'm trying to see if there's any balance to how Gallop Racer determines when it's going to tell you something about your horse and when it doesn't. And I'm learning there's really no system, it seems. It appears it's RNG. I'm sure, obviously, after a certain win, it'll pull up a percentage of, like, how many races it'll take for you to, you know, have this stat determined or something like that. But it's completely random. Sometimes it seems one win lets you know your light type. Sometimes it's like you need 5 wins in a row. It doesn't make any sense. All I know is she's a front runner, and anybody that's trying to challenge us needs to go ahead and sit it on back there. Now, with her having 91 speed and 99 stam, her being a front runner realistically should mean I should win every race going forward, because she's got the stats to handle it. Again, no real indication she would have been a front runner from her parents. Maybe deeper in the pedigree, yes, but from her initial parents, no real indication of her being a front runner. Preceder, yes. Mid-pack runner, possibly, but front runner? Look at that stand. That bar is completely full. Haven't had a horse like that in a while. Just on cruise control with our baby here. Wow, I should get a revolution. I haven't done that in episodes. Well, let's just try to see if we can go for a record. I don't even remember what the record is, but since we're here, let's just see. So this is the potential of Eastside Band, hence why she ended up winning that Dream Series race against the AI. Why I picked that race of all races to figure it out, I don't know. But I kind of foretold, yeah, this is a horse that's capable of being one of the best horses we've ever had in the game. Eastside Band, huh? Wow. 12 furlongs in the Golden Derby, she blows that field away. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what we need. There it is. Onward and forward we go. No record. 17 lengths. Gotta be honest, I think that's the largest I've won a race by in this game. 17 length winner. It's not even a replay worth saving. Like once you beat the field that badly, like what are you looking at? You're just really looking at your horse and nothing else, which is it's great for the horse, but still. Wow. 17 length winner there for Eastside Band. So she should be chasing a GWS title technically, but you see Valley King, he's got to get into the Hall of Fame. I can't take the turf away from him, but Eastside Band makes a good point for herself. S rank. Oh, yeah, look at that. Now they tell me her leg type. Of course. Granted, I never ran her as a front runner, so that makes sense. Diamond Planet Tigris is Stone. Yeah, that's what I mean. Neither of them are front runners. I don't know how the game put her there. But amazing win. Amazing win. Gosh, I don't know what to do with her. What's her minimum distance? 7. She's actually fast enough to run the sprint, right? Why don't I put her in that race? Paris GP, she won't be ready for that. Burgos Stakes on the dirt. Can she run on the dirt? Diamond and Tigris, is there any dirt in your pedigree? I mean, she came second in the Kentucky Derby, so she could definitely run on the dirt. How good can she be compared to the turf, and is it worth it? I guess that's the question. I'm going to put her in the summer sprint for sure. She's going to be a multi-champion with us. All right. I panicked for a second. I'm like, who did I lose? I always remembered having 3 originals at the very top. I retired Solo Rider. Holy cow, I'm not even lying to you guys. I really feel like my heart kind of skipped a beat there. I'm like, no way did I just lose a horse without even knowing about it. Ooh, Irish Fleet's back. I mean, we just recently retired her. I want to pick her up again quickly. Had to be quite some time that would have to pass. Wonder Whale. I'm going to keep this horse away from me because I like running against him. He's a really good benchmark. I wouldn't want to acquire him and then not have that benchmark because the races that he runs in, he's usually the best horse in that race unless you have an original better than him. So, like, I don't want to take that element of competition away. I'm not saying I will never race with him. I'm saying right now I don't want to. Still trying to figure out how some of our horses match up once they get into those races against them. But eventually, when I want to try out some different breeding and create even more powerful horses, you know, then sure, why not? Grade 3 Unicorn Stakes here on the dirt in Washington, D.C. with Little Mai. She is the favorite. She should win. And her leg type, she's officially a closer. I figured that out as well. Which means run her in last place and don't touch her until you get closer towards turn 3 and 4. Again, I ran her in last place before. The game gave me like a C, so I'm like, oh, I guess that's not where she wants to be. So I don't understand how like the algorithm and the coding works. I swear some of it is just really buggy, and I say it all the time. You put this game in modern day times, these things would be patched. They would. I'm convinced. The community, I think, enough of the community would make some complaints about it. Hey, this coding something doesn't seem to be working. You know, the RNG seems a little bit too sporadic. Like that happens in games, hence why they get patched. It's not just the developers thinking of, oh, let's patch this and they get no input. It is because there are people in the community bringing it up. Each gaming company is different. Some of them need a lot of feedback in order to want to make a change, and some of them only need a little bit, right? Now, her response is very slow. I try to get her going, and it seems like it takes her forever to get the message, man. She is supposed to win this race, so let's see how she flies on the outside. Let's go, my girl. She's grinding, she's grinding. It's going to be tough, but she'll get there in time. 10-9 in that last fraction. She's absolutely rolling. And she runs, well, her and Running Smile, we absolutely pulled away from the field, but Little Mai gets it done. Okay, feeling better, slowly feeling better. Hopefully this episode will not be like last. Good win there for Little Mai on the dirt. And a good spurt run. In the position they still gave us A. Like, this is what I mean. I don't get it. I think it was an A, right? Red Wings, haven't raced with her in a while. She's up in the Spring Mile Cup. 10th favorite. They're not giving her a chance today. I like Red Wings. She's tough. She fights with heart, even though her heart rating doesn't resemble that. Her stats are all over the place, honestly. Like, her best stats are response and braking. The response being high is always good. The braking being 87 is really unnecessary unless she's a front runner. And even still, as long as their braking rating isn't like 20, I'm okay with whatever number it's at. If it's above at least 50, I'm okay. So 87 is really kind of pointless to me. But I know it can also help in some instances of just kind of getting her up to speed. And her response rating toppled what that means. She gets into high gear pretty quickly. Her stam is awful, though. I hate it. Her power is almost at 70. Her feel is not great. But like I said, she hasn't given me too many problems. From Silver Bullet out of Balls of Autumn, I am thinking the music might be the source to my power. I do seem to perform better in all aspects with music. When I'm training, I usually seem I can run better with music. Granted, I don't need it. Obviously, when you're competing, if you've competed and stuff, you can't technically have music on. But I don't know. It just... You guys know, like, Ready to Run with Thunder Jam. I've felt like the same way most of my life. Like, the music just helps me kind of get in the rhythm, or it helps mellow me out to really focus. I'm just like TJ and Thunder Jam. Like, you know, the horse was... I mean, he relied on the music, and then he lost the music, and he kind of fell apart a little bit. But, you know, technically speaking, actually, he was bad without the music at first, right? And then they figured out the music with him kind of coincidentally. And then they got banned during the Gold Rush or Gold Cup, whatever. And then it came back for him in the middle of the race for him to win through the speakers. Safe to say the horse always had the heart. You know, they made the music the main point of that, which I don't know why, personally. Like, it would have been cool for a race or two, but I still think it would have been better had they made him win without the music in the last race to show he's always had the heart. They tried to say that, but it was still because of the music, you know. I wish they would have left it out for the last race. I mean, I can perform without it. I've done it before. But again, I think it does help. She loses the head-to-head. Let's see if she has an answer back. We have to finish 10th or higher, so she's actually doing okay for now. But yeah, nowhere near the top horses. Not even close. But she's still going to hit her goal. And just finished 9th. So unless this form improves, safe to say she probably won't be a horse we use for breeding. Well, she gets good evals all the time. That's the thing. We hit our goal. We get good evals with her. If we had the space, she would be a good quality brood mare just to maybe get some stronger bloodlines running through there to help balance out whatever she might be lacking. But I don't know if I want to do that necessarily. We're up in the Red Flower Stakes, Grade 1 with Frugal Lark, field of 10. Also have to be honest with myself. It's unusual that we've had such competitive fields back to back in a lot of races. And in the last 2 episodes, which is this episode and the one prior, we really have had competitive fields consistently, which is unusual. But it does happen. Every couple of years, the game does seem to put a lot of the really good horses in the game at the same time for the same year. So then you're racing against, literally half a dozen really, really good horses on a regular basis. It doesn't always seem to be the case. Sometimes it seems like you get 1 or 2 of those horses in your races every couple of weeks. But it seems like every race I'm in, we're having tough fields. So it's not like I can really slack off. And that's also why we've been not having the great results with my lack of performances from the last episode. Those were tough fields still. So, Frugal Lark, she is past her prime, 6 years old. I mean, I can really retire her at any point, but obviously that's not the goal. I'll have to double check what titles she has. I can't recall. I hope. Have I won a GWS with? No, I think I said I didn't care about winning a GWS with her. Yeah, I think I said I was okay with not winning one with her. She'll probably replace Free Fear or Black Ruby, one of those two. Butterfly Effect still with the record here. That's like 5+ years. I think close to 5 at least. Between 3 and 5. We're off in the Red Flower Stakes with Frugal Lark. It's off to a decent start here. And see what the rest of the field does. Okay. She's pretty much where she needs to be. Just want to move her up a little bit more. Yeah, I can't even remember what titles I've gotten with her at this point. I don't know if it's even been a lot, to be honest. Can't believe she's already 6, man. I feel like every time I get her, the time just kind of flies by, as great as it is. It's like I get her when she's 3 or 2 in some instances, and next thing I know, she's 6 years old, and it's just like, where is the time gone? That's the thing, though. It's always pretty much consistent winning with her. So the years kind of blend together. You're not thinking like, oh, that 3-year-old season or that 5-year-old season, because she usually is winning at the same rate each year. How she's winning as a 3-year-old is the same way she's winning as a 5-year-old. So I feel like for me, like I said, the years really do blend together. Now I'm trying to hold her back, and she wants to run way faster than what I'm comfortable with. But I guess we're here, so what can I do? No, they're working themselves. Now we're going to put Frugal Lark into high gear. Could you imagine this, getting her into first like that could actually be what allows her to win? Cedric Ship is trying to roll up. So is Fire Destroyer. Does Frugal Lark have an answer? She does. She does. This is what I mean. The years blend together because she wins consistently. Let's go. The music may have been the key. That's... No, in all honesty, I needed to take a break and just kind of get away from the game. I should have done that earlier. I was being stubborn. Like, instead of waiting basically 80 minutes to be like, okay, I need to take a break, I should have taken a break within, 30, 40, half the time, reset. Then the rest of the episode probably would have gone a little bit better last time out. Either way, Frugal Lark with a double S spurt grade gets it done, wins the Red Flower Stakes. Hence why, like I said, the time flies with her because it's just consistent winning. All right. Feeling better in this episode. Feeling much, much, much better. Still wasn't a great start, but this is okay. So yeah, she has 14 grade 1 wins. She's got to have a couple of titles in there. So yeah, Horse of the Year, Mid Champ, and GWS Turf. And I think I'm working on a Lawn Champ title with her, possibly. Gosh, she's still strong enough to win quite a bit because of the speed and her power and her heart. Her stamina can really continue to drop, but as long as her speed, power, and heart stay pretty tough, she really could still race for another year. Also, what I love about her, man, you can really race her as long as you want, and she'll remain consistent. Lead Oaks. I say let's go. Keep continuing the Lawn Champ title campaign. Red Wings. I like this filly, I do, but I mean only 3 wins out of 15 starts and no grade 1s. She's at her peak right now. Her speed is only at 73. I hate to retire horses this early, but it's like, what else are we gonna do with her? Like, I'm not gonna use her for breeding, you know. I'm not. Let's look at the pedigree here. Sedate Ruler, Night Breeze, It's a Ghost, Swab Buster, Silver Bullet, Autumn. It's definitely an up and down pedigree. The greatest horses here are technically Sedate Ruler and Autumn. Everybody else really underachieves, so you know. I think she's at best A ranked. She's not gonna hit S. And again, the speed prevents that, and her stamina isn't ideal, so I think for Red Wings, I'm going to put her in early retirement. Let's actually make sure she's still registered as an original horse so we can use her for some later series and stuff down the road. But, yeah, I think we got to cut ties, man. We have 5 new horses coming literally next month. So we've retired Solo Rider. We'll be retiring Red Wings here. So that will free up space. So technically, once the new 5-year-olds come, it'll be like we've added 3 new horses instead of 5. Yeah, Butterfly Effect, 11 years old. Tigris of Stone, 10. Free Fear is only... I mean, gosh, outside of Chasing Hearts and Butterfly Effect, maybe. Everybody else is still relatively young. We have plenty of time. In fact, really, Chasing Hearts is the oldest. Everybody else is still in a good window to do breeding for another 4 or 5 years, hopefully. It's been real, Red Wings. It's been fun. I just wish she was stronger, you know. That's it. She's one of those horses that was really fun to work with, but she needed to be stronger. Otherwise, it just wasn't going to be worth the time long term. So the game's still not telling me Little Mi's leg type, despite the fact that I ran her where she needed to be and I won the race for the second time. It's the second time I've ran her as a closer and we've won, and they still don't want to tell me. This is what I mean. Like, there's no real consistency with this. They still don't want to tell me her speed, her stamina. They're still hiding so much from her. Why? Is that their way of telling me you have to run her in a grade 1, which I'm okay with doing now since I know she's a closer, but still, like, 9 furlongs minimum. So she's got to be able to run 12 at least. Runner in the Virgo Stakes. You know what? That's perfect. Dirt race in New York. She wins that. That should reveal a lot. Eastside Band's ready to go, so it's classy and smart. All right. Like I said, feeling much, much, much better now. I feel like I'm kind of getting back to my rhythm. I have nobody in the Queen Mile Stakes. Why? Missed this race completely. I low-key want to run with the horse and try to take points away from somebody, but who do I do that with? Rude Death? How long is this race, by the way? 8 furlongs? I might try Rude Death. Tidy Wonder? Rude Death, better power and heart rating. I'm definitely going to run this race with Rude Death, and I'm going to try to play spoiler to Even Fan, because that's going to be our competition. Over odds. Wow. Are they saying this horse has no chance? It's kind of crazy. We have 5 races. Let me do a quick save before we get into it. Yeah, technically speaking, GWS Dirt, we're only going with Crazy Hunter. The Turf, Valley King really needs to win because he can't run the sprint. I don't think he's quick enough to do the sprint. So we have to figure out a way to win the Turf with him. I mean, we're sitting in 3rd. All we have to do is just follow up on those performances. I should have won that race with him that I didn't win in the last episode, but I think that's an anomaly. As long as I can come back and win at least another 2, that should be okay. Point Black. 3-year-old filly up in the grade 3 Utopia Stakes. Second favorite behind Parallel Comet, the 3-horse. Actually, it's the first favorite here, Parallel Comet. There she is. Or there he is, excuse me. Here's our girl, Point Black. Second favorite, you see her. Still not telling me her snail. It's annoying. Or her power. And the third favorite, Master Gemini. Beautiful gray here. In fact, Master Gemini and Parallel Comet look a little similar. We're the fastest of the bunch, so we should technically be able to sneak away with this one if I'm on the money. Little Vixen with the record here. All right. Good start for Point Black. Exactly what we need. Send her straight to the rail. Now, she's not a front runner, so I got to let somebody else take the lead, but doesn't appear anybody else is a front runner in this field either. Well, I'm not going to be the guinea pig for today. Somebody's going to have to take the lead, and that's all I want. Perfect. No, 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 no. Okay, so that horse can block me, but then... okay. All right. And that, like, this horse did not even need to move over on us like that. That's ridiculously annoying, and that's the third favorite. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Oh, wow. I had to bump again, but it is what it is. That horse literally going to be in our way the whole time. That's so annoying. Unbelievable. And we're not having it today. Point Black said, I'm not having it. Close race, okay. Put her away. Put it away. Point Black was not having any of that today. She said, no, you're not going to block us and still try to win. Pretty crazy. That was, what, 3 different times of contact, and Point Black shook it off, got focused back on the close race, and she pulled through. Tough horse. That's my type of gal. Gets it done. Yeah, contact, double S spurt. That's what I'm talking about. Point Black. She's looking really nice here. Diamond Plan and Toxic Blonde. Very glad we kept Toxic Blonde around to do at least that one breeding pair with her. Or it's 2, technically. Definitely worth it. Eastern Knife up in the grade 3, 9 furlongs. He's still got years until he develops, so let's just stay on the good path of development with him. Yeah, good win there for Point Black. Good tough grade 3. Cannot believe that. Master Gemini did not need to move in front of us at all. Could have stayed in its lane. That's the stuff about the AI that really cheeses me in this game. It's like, why do they program them to move the slightest inch, which gives them literally no benefit except for basically blocking you? Like, I sincerely hope that wasn't their way to try to make some aspects of the game challenging. Because I'm like, that's not challenging. That's like bogus. And in reality, if it happens enough, it would be considered cheating in an inquiry. You know, but it's a game, so we'll take that for what it is. But still, like, the horses have a lane and they don't need to move in front of you, yet they do. Now, Eastern Knife could run as a mid-runner. And granted, nobody is clearly in the position they want to be in. We're still running 6 wide up here. That kind of tells you all you need to know. Ooh, didn't mean for that to happen. I actually thought we stopped moving. He's tough, though. All right. Well, I mean, yeah, it's Eastern Knife. It's one of the toughest horses you can get at this level. Glad that didn't discourage his race. Wow. Could you imagine with all of that contact? I mean, that's why a horse has the tough ability. Loses what? What, did he lose his will? Is that really what just happened? Oh, come on, Eastern. He's gonna choke at the end. I haven't had that happen in a while. The fast forward photo finish to have the horse name of Yes Sirree in there as the winner. I feel like that adds such insult to injury. Early spurt and over ego. Let me see me over eager. Early spurt. I can't really recall the last time I actually saw that as a remark. Huh. Okay. Everything was looking good and then loses happens. Eastern Knife doesn't like dominating out front. Since when? That's really confusing. We're up here with Brood Death in the Grade 1 Queen Mile Stakes just to try to take some points away from Even Fan, if possible. Okay, I definitely need to look at what that ability means. I've never actually had it before in this game. Or if I've had it, I haven't had it actually activate in a race. So now that it has, it's like we were, like, Eastern Knife had plenty to still win that race. As soon as that loses ability popped up, then he just kind of, like, his speed started to drop, like, instantaneously. So whatever that is, I don't like it. I do not like it. And if that's going to be a thing that I pass down, I might have second thoughts about Eastern Knife, and that would really bum me out. I'm just guessing. I don't want to say what the ability is, but like we were comfortably ahead by what, more than 2, maybe 3 lengths, and then that ability tapped in. I know we had an early spurt, but like still, you know, that still shouldn't have really mattered at the end of the day. In regards to the ability, what does the early spurt trigger the loses ability? Because again, I guess Eastern Knife doesn't like taking an early lead. That's a little bit annoying. Like, dude, if you're strong enough to lead, just lead. Who cares about whether you want to, you know. I think Eastern Knife, from what I'm understanding, wants to like always be relatively close to the field. He doesn't want to pull away and win by 10 lanes, which to me is like, I don't want that. I don't like that. I like a horse that knows it's capable of dominating and it will dominate when it needs to. It's not going to be like, oh, I want to slow down so the other horses catch up. Like, no, that's not my style at all. And what do you know? We win with Rude Death and we take points away from Even Fan, because I think, in all honesty, as great of a horse as Rude Death is, I think Even Fan is obviously going to be a lot tougher to beat when it comes to trying to win that title. So now that I've given a buffer to Rude Death, who can still play a part, but again, that's not the major threat. We can try to make sure we can secure that title. So we can Conquistadors up in the London Prince Stakes, 10 furlongs, 6th favorite. They don't really give her favoritism at these races, but she's always performing well above where they say. So I'm liking her a lot, and like I said, she's quiet. She has 7 Grade 1 wins. She's been extremely consistent in the top 3. From Diamond Planet to Chasing Hearts, which makes sense. Chasing Hearts has been proven to be very good for us and her quality of horses she's given to us since being retired as a broodmare. So I think, yeah, I certainly think Soy Conquistador should go back there at some point when she's ready. I mean, technically speaking, she has done better than her mother so far. So that to me shows that she's a success. Need to double check though, just to make sure Chasing Hearts is in the Hall of Fame, so I can verify those stats. The only thing is she just doesn't have a title. Now that is where obviously her mother Chasing Hearts will always be superior in. But I think from the consistency perspective, Soy Conquistador has been better because It took Chasing Hearts a while for her to really get going. It's not like we lost races with her, but she wasn't winning until a couple years into her growth. Soy Conquistador was already winning essentially as a late 2 year old, early 3 year old. You know what I mean? So she was showing that success a lot earlier than her mother did. So that to me also kind of gives her kind of the edge, I think, of being the better, or just being, an improved version of her mother. She's got Diamond Plan in her blood as well, so obviously she should be stronger. And that's what I'm looking forward to as well with breeding. You're taking everything from Chasing Hearts with Diamond Plan, and you end up with the horse here in Soy Conquistador. So whoever we breed her with, that pedigree is already going to have Chasing Hearts, everything she has, Diamond Plan, and Soy Conquistador, so we should get some quality horses for sure. Oh, no. Well, I didn't do that. She definitely went crazy and bumped into that horse. She's so stubborn in the way that she'll lose the head-to-head and then still be in the race. It doesn't make any sense. Like, look at this effort. Grit. She's still fighting. And had she not lost a head-to-head, we would have easily won this race, to be honest with you. So she's just going to finish 4th. Like I said, she reminds me a lot of Pink Gemstone, doesn't she? Like, she's never away from the top 5. And you saw what Pink Gemstone has given us for some of our great horses that we have on track and Hall of Famers, right? Pink Gemstone has been fantastic as a broodmare. Long term, she's essentially every horse that comes from her has been one of our best horses out of the whole group. So I think the fact that she's reminding me a lot of that means that I do think she will be good for breeding, and she'll give us horses that can do this. We'll take it. Not the best race, but she was right there. Started a tad bit too late, obviously. I was kind of worried because her stamina isn't great, so I didn't want to tire her out. But we hit our goal. That's all that really mattered there. So yeah, I just artificially gave Rue Death a win, which is not even to say anything bad. That horse could have won on merit if I wasn't racing in that race at all. So like I said, Valley King sitting in 3rd, only 8 points away from 1st. We can definitely reclaim that. And Crazy Hunter just has to win the dirt. There's no options there. Eastern Knife, what's the deal, bro? Loses will. Yeah, what does that mean? Loses will. It's in the academy, not the hall. Which I do want to look at the hall for Chasing Hearts. Is it help or lessons? I thought it was under help. Abilities, yep. Loses will. Yeah, that really stinks, bro. Tends to lose interest if takes the lead too early on the final straight. So you literally have to kind of wait a little bit. You can't just go when you're ready to go, even if it is early. Which, obviously, I like to go early if I know the horse can handle it. Let's create that buffer. That way, we can just try to stay clear and just make it through, Especially, again, on a horse with good endurance that can handle it. Like, why would you not want to get going early? You want to make the rest of the field work that much harder. I did the same thing. I thought I ended up losing a horse, but I just forgot of who I retired. That was 9 furlongs, though. I probably definitely need to be running him at 10 minimum, since that's where he should be. But yeah, so he doesn't. So, in other words, I really just have to be patient with him in the stretch. I can't even get him going soon. Just kind of crazy, but I'll work with it for now. It's not as bad as I thought. I thought it was going to be like the horse just hates to be in first regardless, but turns out he just doesn't want to be too far ahead before he hit the final straight, which I guess is understandable. But it's still a little bit of a stubborn thing that I'm not a fan of, so I'm going to try to give him a chance. Next is the Dublin Long Cup. I mean, stakes. That's all you got, brother. You're still 2 years off of your prime. I'm really in no rush to get him winning consistent, like a ton. Pack passer. All right. I was going to say, your heart rating has to be good enough for you to have all these quirky type of abilities. It is. Okay. So, really need to kind of race him more like a closer than a front runner. All right. That's what we have to do. 57 stamina for Point Black. I knew it was going to be bad, but wow. I mean, Tassablon's stamina was like this low too, so that's not a surprise. But I was hoping maybe a little bit better with Diamond Plan, but the game said, nah, bro. That's as best as it gets. Well then. 6 to 9 furlongs. They did confirm that, at least, finally. Like, confirming things like a year after I've had these horses. It's really insane, man. Is she grade 1 already? I mean, I think so. Put her in the lead sprint. Let's see how she does there. I mean, Toxic Blonde is that type of horse. Gotta remind myself to go into the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I'll say, I have them both in the same race, but no. So yeah, been a while since a win from Soy Conquistador, but she's still doing well. Keep forgetting, she peaked 2 years ago. Does she have a title? I don't think she does she? No. It would kind of stink to retire her without a title, though. That's why I'm really trying to get one, but it's not happening. Like, granted, these are international grade 1s. She could probably win a domestic, but there's not too many of those right now. Well, until easier grade 1s pop up, because, like, you know, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try running her in one more grade 1. If she can't win an international, I'm just going to have to try grade 2s and grade 3s and domestic grade 1s. But I don't even know what title she's close to. Mid-champ, I'm assuming. So she did win the Dublin Gold Cup. The Long Beach Derby. Sydney Stakes. So she's won some quality grade 1s internationally, but she seems to be struggling now. But granted, she's, again, 2 years past her prime. This just may be the point where it's harder for her. I mean, her speed, she's about to be under 60. Yeah, the lower the horse gets, the closer the horses get to 60 after their prime, then the harder it is to win, for sure. So I feel like the window is closing fast. It's not even any grade 1s I can put her in that aren't GWS capable. Not trying to run in the GWS. I'll run in the Victoria Stakes in August. I mean, excuse me, September. She doesn't win that, then probably just have to subject her to the easier domestic grade 1s and then grade 3s and 2s. Stormo. They put him in, I totally forgot to put him in a race. They put him in the Golden Derby. He finished 6th out of 10th, though. I mean, he finished 6th instead of 10th, so Bates actually did a good job with him. I can't believe I thought I had him in a race, so. I mean, they're hitting his goals, which is good at least. Okay, let's make sure we don't do that again. Gotta figure out what his max distance is. They want him 11 furlongs in a grade 2 in September. I'm okay with that. All right. Well, how much? Gosh, it takes so long to progress in this game because of all the horses. It really does. So how many races do we have now? Four? 1, 2, 3, 4. With the Paris Grand Prix, possibly. Winter Wales there. So we're racing with Turner, shut up. Who am I racing with in this race? Does it say? Pearly Ball. Okay, duh. Pearly Ball in that open. First down dash in the London Crown. This is really my last time with her. If we can't figure it out, I'm probably going to lose her anyways at this point. It's back-to-back races. domestic grade one, she should have won. She's already peaked. Like the arrow's already going down. Golden Boy and Black Ruby may not be the winning combination clearly. Miss Vaporwave in a grade one. She's only got 3. She's been consistent and on a winning streak, trying to see if she can do that again. And in the London Gold Cup, 20 furlongs with my girl Bay City, who I messed up with in the episode that didn't record. She was on a winning streak. 20 furlongs is a long way to go, but she is the only double S horse in this field. And I think as long as I do what I need to do, she should win. So this will probably be the last 4 of the episode. But yeah, that's where we are. So first down dash once we get to her race. I mean, we're going to have to win that or the game will take her away or I will just stop racing with her. Because at that point, if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. She's already past her prime, technically. Like, she's already on the decline. Like, she just hit the track. Crazy. Pearly ball here up in this open. But yeah, she can't win domestic grade ones at her peak. She's probably not turning out to do anything. So she's a horse I wouldn't mind letting the AI have. It sucks because I don't want that to be the case. You guys know I hate losing my horses regardless. But again, like, it's just not happening, man. You can't force it. I think I got a comment a while ago that said that, you know, you should be able to win with every one of your horses. I'm like, that's just not realistic, bro. Sometimes you just get a horse that you just struggle to win with, or it's just not that great of a horse. You have to accept it. Whatever the circumstance is. You can't be stubborn and try to force it because it's your horse. I've learned that in the past when I first started playing this game. You can't be that stubborn. You have to understand if you and the horse aren't winning, it's probably just not going to happen. You know, just gotta be honest with yourself. And that's me. If I realize me and the horse aren't gonna work and win consistently, then it's just time to let that horse go, or the game will take it away. You know, earlier on, I used to be more stubborn about it, but I'm realizing like it's better just to kind of go with the flow. And if it's not working, save your time. Because it wasn't going to work anyways. And again, when we look at those horses' stats well after we've lost them, they don't really turn out to be anything great, even in the AI's possession, you know? So to me, it's like we're losing horses that weren't going to be good, whether we ran them or the AI ran them. That's how I look at it. Pearly ball with an 8th winner there. Perfect race. Gets it done. Yeah, the music has got to be it. I think it's like my 3rd time saying that, but I'm just realizing I feel more in sync with most of our horses, for the most part. First down dash, they've been giving her favoritism, and we've been finishing in 2nd. And that's the crazy thing. It's like, it's not as if she's falling out of the money. She's still finishing in the top 2. It's just she's not winning what I think should be the easiest races, you know. So, not really a competitive field at all. Big Monster and Famous Piston are their biggest challenges, and granted, Big Monster is actually a tough horse, so Famous Piston I'm just not familiar with. Where are their stats at? She's beautiful, man. She looks just like Golden Boy. So, gosh, it would suck to not win with her, but, like, it's just not happening. Big Monster is strong right now. Yeah, I don't know, man. First down dash, you gotta win now. We have to win. 2nd is not good enough. And granted, if we hit 2nd again and we don't hit our goal, they'll probably take her away anyway. So that would be 3 races without hitting a goal with her. September Sky has records everywhere. It's pretty amazing. She's like Western Tiger. You know, where Western Tiger has like a lot of records for us as far as a stud in this game, and seems like September Sky and Tigris a Stone for sure. Seem like they have quite a bit. Well, it's a good start for first down dash, as it usually is. I just didn't realize I was running against my own horses. Who is that? Oh, I thought those were my silks. They're very close to my silks, but they're not. Never mind. I just see the black torso with the yellow moon, and I'm like, oh, that's my silks, but they're not. Different pattern on the sleeves. Like the first time I've ever seen that. I'm like, oh, that's got to be one of the fillies I've lost, but it's not. Okay, she should have great stamina, so I should be able to go now. Hold on, first down dash, please. Show us you are worth keeping around. And this is one of the best answers she's had in a long time, and she does it on an international scale. But I also thought, since she has a good power rating, it probably would benefit us to run her in these races where she can really utilize that to her advantage, you know? Now that's a redeeming win. I messed the first two races up and they were the domestic easier grade ones, but I bring her to Europe in the London Crown. Piece of cake. Wow. Well, I'm happy. Like I said, I don't want to lose the horse. And hopefully we will learn more about her. Maybe they'll reveal finally some of her other stats and things we need to know. But if she can continue to do that, first down dash is obviously more than welcome to stay around. Yes, she's already going to start to decline statistically as far as her stats and stuff are concerned. But again, if she can continue to win for another couple of years, I won't be bothered by that. Another grade one. Miss Vapor Waves up in the Pluto Stakes. Again, she's only got 3 grade 1 wins. Her stamina's not impressive. She's got to make a little bit of a bigger case for herself if she's going to be used for breeding. She's from Moonbee out of Osmotum. Osmotum even either gave us somebody amazing like Cleopatra, or she's giving us horses that we'll have to retire. This is another filly from hers that we may have to retire if she doesn't pick it up. But in all honesty, I wasn't using my strongest studs with Osmotum either. Like, I feel like I kind of wasted her potential a little bit. I would have been using my strongest ones. And I wasn't. I was always using the kind of middle of the road studs that we had, more or less. So, didn't really get to see what she was capable of providing. Again, all of these horses like Red Wings and Miss Vaporwave, they're kind of similar. They're both very fun fillies to work with, but again, they just don't have much to offer on the other end for breeding. That's obviously the big component. Didn't really mean to make her run away like at the front like this yet, but we're here. Kind of trying to wait to hit a revolution. Wow, Vaporwave is staying strong. The field's doing nothing. There's no answer. There's no answer. The 6 is on a late charge, but it's not going to be enough. As her 4th grade 1, I mean, it's not as if she hasn't won a grade 1. 4th win there for Miss Vaporwave. Wow. I gotta celebrate that one because we were supposed to come in 6th. So that wasn't even supposed to happen. 7th, I lied. We were supposed to come in 7th. Wow. This has been such a much better episode, right? You see the difference. I felt more focused. I felt more connected. It's really the difference, man. Bay City, she's up. London Gold Cup, 20 furlongs. Not even the favorite. Happy Arrow. So that's the horse that literally beat us the last time. From He's Stargazing out of Moontrapper. Much better sync in this episode. I have so many of these grade 1s been in like such cloudy, groggy conditions. Guess that's just the summer it is, huh? Here we go, 20 furlongs, long race. Thankfully, Bay City wants to be at the back, so we can literally just kind of fall asleep for a little bit. I can technically even run her in last place and she wouldn't be upset. I'm already going to move her to the outside, so I don't have to worry about moving her once we get closer towards the tail end of the race. But you know what, actually, since we have such a long way to go, I'm just going to keep her to the inside. No point in having her run further. She needs to. Sure, she wants to go faster than this, but this is fine with me. 20 furlongs, this is... I mean, I don't think... Is there any race longer than 20 furlongs in this game? I don't think there is. We just passed 15 and a half furlongs. Oh my gosh. Still such a long way to go. Such a long way to go. Just take in the absolutely murky sights here of fabulous weather. But she's happy. Bay City, that is. I'm happy. So we're just on cruise control because this is a long race. I think I've said that a bazillion times already. Now we're getting to 12 furlongs, and now it becomes more of a normal-ish distance type of race. Now is when we can slowly start to come back to earth, so to speak. But we still got 10 and a half furlongs to go. We're just hitting halfway. Now I'm keeping her right here. She's perfectly fine with it. We'll pass one horse. That's cool with me. The 5 wants to trail off a little bit. She's just taking her time, man. She's just taking her time, biding her time. Really would like to get her this win. She still needs to get into the Hall of Fame as well. It's the only downside of getting so many good horses at the same time as well. It's like you can't put all of them in the Hall of Fame in the same year. Like, you're going to have to make sacrifices. In all honesty, as long as she stays this consistent next year, I think she'll still have a chance of challenging for a GWS title. Either way, I'm going to use it for breeding. I think she's already proven her quality. Of course, getting horses like this into the Hall of Fame is always the priority. I think that helps for their breeding, but if for some reason we couldn't do it, I'm still going to use her anyways. It's not even a question. Now we got to wake up. Now we got to wake up. Let's go, my girl. Gotta go. Gotta go. Alright, let's see if Bay City can make a run now. We've had a long way to go, man. We're coming from pretty far off, and the 12 is way out there. But are we catching the 12? We're not. Whoever that is. Crimson Page, not giving up at all. And the 5 is going to shoot up like a rocket out of nowhere. Oh, we tire her out before the line. Wow. So Bay City can't handle 20 furlongs. That stinks. Felt like we were there, and then should I have held her? I mean, I don't know. The 12 was gone. There was no way we were going to catch up if I didn't get her going when I did. So that kind of stinks to have that race end like that. But apparently that was too much for her. 9 to 13 is her max distance. Okay, if she was 9 to 16, that'd be better, right? But I guess even as well as she's been running at 12, running her 20 was asking for a bit much. Does she have a title yet? No, still gotta get her that long champ, but let's be reasonable next time out. So, yeah, that's a bummer. Thought she could have really made that happen, but too much for her, and that's on me. So that's okay. We'll bounce back. Next opportunity. So I would love her to put her. I mean, I would love to put her in the GWS now. Again, am I taking races away from our horses? Like, I don't know. I just feel like I have too many going for the turf. I'm just gonna have to be patient and race her in the New York Turf Stakes in September. Like I said, I mean, I haven't tried the GWS at all with her, and she's closer to a actual title, a regular like long champ title, than she's closer to winning the GWS. So we need to make that the priority. As long as she can continue to win more grade ones, have consistent performances, finishes, she's pretty much been in grade ones most of her career. I think that will still give her a solid breeding profile, hopefully. She's 123 right now classification wise, so that's not terrible, but we still need some work to do. We still have some work we need to do. My gosh, Eric, English. First down dash, finally. The game's still not telling us her max distance or her speed. Or why are they hiding the speed and the stamina? I don't get it. They're hiding the speed and the stamina. It doesn't make sense. Like, just tell me, man. There's nothing to hide. I could run her in the Dublin Oaks, but we'll pass on that. Can she run on the dirt? Black Ruby. Black Ruby does have the all preference, does she not? I know Free Fear does. I think Black Ruby does as well. So I might run her in that dirt race. I know she has the stamina. That's not the problem. Yeah, Black Ruby is all preference, so she should be fine on the dirt. So that's what I'll do for first down dash. S ranked. New York Oaks, right? Yep. 12 furlongs. She should be 8 to 12, 8 to 13, maybe even 8 to 14, but probably an 8 to 12 at least. So we race with 4 horses. I was gonna say, when are we gonna race with September Sky? We've not raced with her in 3 months. But that's coming soon. Miss Vaporwave. She ended up winning that Pluto Stakes. That was huge. From Moonbee out of Ozymandium. 4 grade 1 wins, 13 wins out of her 20 starts. Like I said, she's been very consistent at least. I mean, she's doing better than Red Wings, that's for sure. It's not even a question, so. She's working on a sprint champ title. I feel like I need to keep her at that distance, but there's not a whole lot of other sprints remaining, so. Next best thing is to race her into grade 3, but she'll have impost or grade 2s. Her stamina's not that high. I don't really want to run her 10 unless I have to. There's not a whole lot available for her, in all honesty. Not until the end of the year. Which kind of stinks. Sprinter's Cup. She won't be happy about waiting that long, but hey, maybe we can still get her a title. Major River, Crazy Hunter, Bay City. I feel like I'm missing one horse. Who else am I missing? Yeah, Pearly Ball. Won that open. Just staying on the path with him. Can't really race him in anything else yet. Yeah, annoying thing is I have to race him consistently. I can't give him like a long layoff. Like, he wants to race basically every month. Every other month minimum. What's your distance? 8 to 12, so. Yeah, I will race you. Really wanted to wait till the end of August. They're not going to let me do that, though. Like 6 furlongs, not ideal. I do want to try to race them in his preferred distance, so. Grade 3 at 8 furlongs for Vermont Stakes. I mean, by that time, maybe his speed will be at 70. He'll be able to hopefully handle that. But guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Much, much better than the last. Still not exactly on the money as I want to be, but I think we did a lot better today. We got in a much better rhythm with a lot of our horses, and we had the results we needed for the most part. Summer has started, but we still haven't even really touched the GWS, but next episode we'll have Valley King in the Diamond Cup. Lots of grade ones. We'll have Crazy Hunter in the Long Beach Cup for the GWS Dirt, important race. More grade ones. Eastside Band in the GWS Sprint. Don't see why she can't win that. So yeah, lots of grade ones to kick off next episode. Like that's when you know we're really in the grind of summer. Once most of the races run are grade ones, because again, at the beginning of the year there just hardly are any. And then even once you're moving into spring, like there's still not that many grade ones available. They're more spaced out. You know, you can't put everybody in one usually. I mean, I guess you could if they were qualified for it, but it's like, why would you for a horse that's not capable of winning one yet? That doesn't really make sense. So yeah, that's what we'll do next time we come back. But until next time, Horse Racing Gamer signing out. Hope you have a great and fantastic day. I'll see you later, and goodbye.